Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 3 of the Entertainment Bros podcast, where we talk movies, music, memories, and more. My name is Quentin Foster, and with me is my co-host, Zach Rollins. Zach, hit me with something that happened in your week.
Okay, so starting off, I think this was on Friday. I was in work. I'm in the locker room, getting dressed and all that type of stuff. And I was like, you know who's a cool actor? Richard Kind. I was like, I feel like I'm gonna try to impersonate him.
Yeah.
And since I was like by myself, I was trying to get his like facial, I don't know,
Like the facial cues?
Yeah, the facial cues, right? And so I'm just talking to myself, and I was like, what would make me look really dumb if I was trying to like also do the Palpatine voice as he's saying hello there,
Yeah.
like how he's like no, no, no.
I know.
Right? but also say hello there with that inflection. So I was like, hello there, like that. But I'm also trying to do the same face moments, like the facial cues. So I'm just kind of talking to myself, right?
Someone walked
and I go
in,
out.
didn't
No. So I go out of the locker room, and I'm just kind of talking to myself. I don't know how loud I'm talking, but then like I'm going into the main kitchen area, and I turn around, and someone's walking behind me. Instead of just talking, I just keep with the face, and I'm like, hello there. And I like, oh my god, I look so retarded. But I just kept going. I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. I don't know who they were either, too. So just some random person thinks I'm stupid.
They have a podcast too, and right now they're talking about this weird kid they saw. It was doing his voice.
I was so embarrassed because like I was like, oh my god, how long did they hear me talking before I turned around?
They probably weren't even going that direction, but they heard you and just wanted to keep listening.
Yeah. So, oh man, that was one of the biggest things for me. But
that's funny.
Other than that, school got canceled 3 days in a row, which is nice.
So dumb.
Yeah, it was nice because it saved me from a lot of presentations and stuff. Now I gotta do that on Wednesday of this coming week.
And you have a day off Monday too, because President's Day.
Yeah. Do you have a day off?
Yeah, everyone does. It's a national holiday.
Okay, cool. That's so weird though. Like, what do you do on a President's Day?
Get the day off.
Yeah, like I was like, we support all the old presidents.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but then
it's definitely a weird holiday. I don't know why it's like required to have the day off.
I don't know. Someone's gonna try to change it and be like National Leaders Day because presidents only encompasses America when we have to include everybody.
That'll probably happen.
I feel like.
I think you've been in Bellingham too long.
Yeah, probably.
All right,
but other than that, like.
Yeah, I have Go ahead.
With all the snow though, I called like 10 locations like stores in my area. I was like, "Do you guys have any sleds?" And they're like, "Oh no, we sold out like 2 days ago." I'm like, "Wow, that's depressing." Thankfully though, the neighbors above me had a sled.
Yeah.
And so I got to rent it out for free, and I was like, "Hey, can I just borrow it for like an hour?" And they're like, "Yeah, take it around." So I went sledding.
Should have brought a sled up from your house.
I should have,
Yeah.
There was so much snow. I was actually pretty glad that we had a lot of snow until now, because now it's all melting and now there's just water everywhere.
Yeah, it's all mushy and muddy.
But, so here, tell me about your.
I didn't really have anything that happened except for, I just want to talk about dumb people.
Okay.
Because
tell me about your dumb people.
It's I don't mind dumb people, but you can't argue with a dumb person because you will lose, and that's frustrating. like I was.
What were you arguing about?
So it wasn't even really me. It was a whole class, like 20 kids, whatever, and we're going over a problem, And the teacher, it's her first year teaching the class, so, she's, like, really open to, like, if you see something that you, like, don't agree with, say something, because I definitely might have got it wrong, which is good. It's nice.
Yeah.
And this one kid raises his hand, which people have done multiple times. I've done it before, and say, shouldn't that be this number? And then she, like, goes and, like, fixes it, or she's like, no, not, because this, And then it's all cleared up, and we continue. But this kid rose his hand. He's like, shouldn't it be this number? And the teacher was like, no, like, it shouldn't. And then he was like, but shouldn't it be? And then, like, the whole class is like, no, because you do this or whatever. And he just kept going. And he's like, but it says this. And, like...
Oh, my God.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't argue with a dumb person. Because, like, a smart person would have been like, the whole class and the teacher thinks it's this way. Maybe it is that way, and maybe I'm reading it wrong, or I just don't get it. That's fine. But I'm going to drop it and, look it up later or go get help later to figure it out. But this kid just kept going in the middle of class. Like, no, it literally says, and he just kept reading the problem. And we're like, we get what it says, but you're wrong.
I feel like that's me and you and Jack just talking sometimes. We'll get stuck on something like that. And then, oh, man, I feel like that's happened to me, though. So many times.
You were the dumb kid?
Yeah, like, oh, man, I don't know if it was this year or something like that, but I feel like I did that in class. And then once it dawned on me, I was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but usually, like I've been in that position before, too, where, like, I'm wrong, the whole class is right. But, like, as soon as, like, the whole class starts talking and saying I'm wrong, I shut up. Because I get embarrassed, Like, because that's a smart person. A smart person gets embarrassed because they don't like being not smart. A dumb person just keeps talking.
Yeah, like, okay, what if you were right, though, and everybody else was wrong? Like, how do you live? You're like, I know I'm right. But no one else believes you.
But how often does that happen? It's not just the whole class. It's the teacher.
Yeah. You're in the twilight zone. No one believes you, but you're right.
Yeah.
Like,
and I mean,
you just conform.
Yeah, and, well, that's the thing. Like, I know this kid. He's actually really smart. Like, I've had him in, like, groups before, and he's, like, a really smart kid. So, like, I know for a fact that he was positive that he was right. But at just what point are you like, I'm going to shut up?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah. Do you have anything else that happened during your week?
So talking about sledding a while back ago. So I went sledding. There's a hill by my apartment that goes down to Hagen's. And then off that hill, like off that road hill, there's like an actual hill between these two apartment complexes. Mm-hmm. And it was super snowy. I was like, this is a perfect steep hill to go ride my sled down.
Yeah.
So I did until the very end when I was like, oh, crap, that's a rock. Oh, crap, that's a ledge. So I
was that that Snapchat you sent me?
Yeah, that was this. It wasn't the scariest moment, but it was like the most unexpected moment.
Yeah, and you
where I was like, oh, crap. Yeah, it just dropped, and it was a solid 3.5 feet.
I want to let everyone know.
I fell,
on the record, it was probably 1.5 feet.
No. Like if you saw it in like me standing, it was like my waist high. Like like you're not jumping up there to climb up. Oh my goodness, that was the worst thing. It wasn't even like the actual fall part, like landing.
Yeah.
It was going over the rock. Like there's a solid 6 inches there.
Yeah.
But the rock that I went over was like had a huge bump on it, and so like the snow did not like cushion anything, and so like when I went over, I was like bam, and then landing. I was like, because like with landing, you just kind of jump off and you land somewhere.
Yeah.
You don't have to like sit on it the whole time.
Yeah, you just bail.
But man, that rock hurt. That rock hurt. I'm just saying that. But on top of that, I went bowling for the first time in forever.
I haven't gone bowling.
And bowling, yeah, it was really enjoyable. It wasn't like, I feel like all all bowling alleys have those videos after you get like a strike or a spare with the pin and the bowl, and it's like a I don't know. We were at a place where that wasn't even a thing, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, of course I hadn't bowled in forever, but I was like, I feel like I'm better than everybody else here. I should at least win, right?
Yeah.
But like my first throw, like I'm trying to be all professional about this. I get a gutter. And I'm like, oh my god, how? And then so I'm like, all right, well, you make one mistake in your first round.
Yeah.
All right, so I went to try to get that spare, you know, or like
again.
at least like 8 pins. I guttered again. I was like, oh my god. And for like the first half of that, like the first game,
yeah,
I was getting destroyed by everybody else. And like they weren't getting strikes or spares or anything, but they're getting like 9s or like 8s and 9s and stuff like that.
They just weren't getting in the gutter.
And yeah, and I was like, oh my goodness, I am seriously losing right now to these people. And then finally, I don't know what happened, but then I started getting really good.
You just warmed up.
And so I so I came in with like, I think it was like our final score was like 101 to like 80, 70,
That's
and like
so
60
bad,
or something. I was
dude.
like, it is super bad. But I was like, haha, I pulled it out, you know?
Yeah.
and then the next game, I definitely did much better. Like I got a couple strikes and stuff like that. But I only came out with like 130 or something, which is still pretty bad.
Yeah.
Then the next game, right? I'm like, all right, here I go.
Gutter.
I didn't get any gutters, but like I would always be like, this is being a strike. This is being a strike. And I would get all pins except for like the center one, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, no. And then of course when I go up for the spare or something, it misses by like a fraction of an inch.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my goodness, what is going on? And so I lost that round. But we played 4 rounds. I got three rounds.
It's not bad.
For my champion title ship, you know?
That reminds me of, I think it was the first time me and Kelly went bowling, and I did the opposite of what you did. My very first throw was a strike, and I was like,
yeah,
oh my god. And then my like next 4 were in the gutter.
Yeah, like, well, because I was like, man, what is going on here? You know, like I was like, because you know how like bowling balls, they're either super heavy but you can fit your thumbs in them,
Yeah.
or they're really light and you can't.
Yeah.
Like, goodness, where's the middle? So I was doing like a 14-pound ball.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I
have to do
can
the same
roll it,
thing.
but I don't want to. You know, I'm like, I just want like a 10-pound ball. You know.
Yeah.
So I can really throw it.
That's why you gotta
like,
bowl
no.
like those people who like don't even put their fingers in the hole and they just like cup it and then they like spin it.
Yeah. I was like, the only thing that kind of it wasn't even bad. It was just like, I wish there was like an hourly rate.
Yeah.
For bowling there, because I've been some places where it's like, oh yeah, bowl as much as you can in like 5 hours and get like, it's like $15 or something like that. I was like, okay, that's a pretty cool deal, you know?
Yeah.
Because then you can afford to be weird about it and like try different methods, you know, and get those gutters.
Yeah, price per game sucks.
Yeah, and so like the total was like $13.60 at the end, but that was like 4 games.
That's not bad.
So I like, it's good playing with other people.
Yeah.
Or else you're like, I just spent $13 for like 10 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
And so
I'm always doing that whenever I go bowling with like a group of people because, like you said, it's always pay per game. And like people bowl and the next person will like get up right away and bowl. And I'm like, slow down. Like there's no
like
no time limit, guys.
Yeah. Like thankfully we were there for like 2 hours, which made it enjoyable. But like they were actually gonna bowl for 1 game and then be like, oh yeah, we're done. I was like, what? I literally walked here for an hour to play 1 game. That's what you guys are gonna do? Because like our buses weren't like the city buses weren't running
because of snow.
So I walked down to my friend's apartment to pick her up, and then that's like a half a mile out of route.
Yeah,
maybe not a half a mile, like a quarter mile out of route. Then we had to walk all the way through campus, all the way downtown, in the snow. So it took about an hour to get there. and then we play. And then we were our other two friends that we're waiting for were like already in downtown, and they're like, oh yeah, we're only like 5 minutes away. So we're like, all right. So we get there and we're like, all right, we're outside. Mm-hmm. We're just gonna wait for like 5 minutes. Yeah. They didn't show up for like 20 minutes. I was so mad. Dude. And then when they did get there, we played like one game, and like, all right, so we're done. Yeah. I'm like, I mean, maybe they were doing it because I'm super cheap and they thought I wasn't gonna spend money. But I'm like, bro, I walked all the way down here to play like bowling. Yeah. I'm not gonna like. I guess you guys can check out, but I'm gonna keep playing. And they're like, oh, okay, well, I guess we can play a couple more games. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, you better, because this is gonna be really boring if you don't.
This week on what grinds my gears is when people say they're gonna be a certain time and they're not at that time.
Oh my goodness! Like they were walking hella slow when we saw them down the road.
Exactly. Like if you're gonna be late, that's fine. I don't care. Just say it's gonna take you half an hour. You know, like I'm gonna be late. Sorry, but don't be like I'll be there in 5 minutes when you know there's no way you're gonna be there in 5 minutes.
Yeah, oh man, that does get me. It was so funny though, cause like also this week, one of my friends was like, oh, we should get dinner together. You know, at like the dining hall. I was like, okay, well. I don't have like a meal plan or something, so could you guess me in? And she's like, hey, yeah. So I'm in like my apartment, which is it's still on campus, but it's like
a little ways.
It's a little ways from the dining hall. Like it's at least a 20-minute walk. Yeah. But I'm like, all right, I don't want to keep her waiting because she's about to go in with like her friends, you know. So I'm like, I'm booking it to try to like I'm running there to get to this dining hall, right? And I'm like trying not to sweat, but like I have like snow gear on, running in snow up a hill to get there. Just
dripping in sweat when you get there.
Thankfully not. But like it's like I'm at that point where like I'm about to start sweating. Yeah. And I get there, and then I get a text, and she's like, "Oh crap, the dining hall's closed right now." Oh my god. And it was like right as I got there too. I was like, oh,
that'd be the worst.
But then we hung out and did some other stuff, so I was like, okay, well, it doesn't matter too much, you know. Oh, that's fine. I can survive without dining hall food for a while.
All right, well,
but
last thing before we
that did get me.
Before we move on to song of the week, I want to talk about the Opportunity Rover.
Yep.
So
that actually got me for some reason.
I know. That's like, it's so sad. For anyone that doesn't know, the Opportunity Rover is the Mars rover that I think it was the first one they sent over, but that's probably wrong. But it was supposed to last for 90 days, and it lasted for 15 years. And it just officially, they officially announced that it was dead. And I think it was about 8 months ago, the final message got sent back to Earth from it that said my battery's running low, or my battery's low, and it's getting dark. I'm like, that's so sad.
like that made me so sad when I read that. I was like, did someone program that message, or did like it's just an artificial intelligence that comes up with its own stuff and then it talks, you know? Like, I don't know which one it says.
I don't either. And honestly, like, it could be completely fake, but still.
I know. It's just, like, the same thing, like, every time it had a birthday or something, it would sing
itself
happy birthday to itself. I'm like, it's so sad, you know? Like, they should have a blockbuster movie just about the rover by itself.
I know. I've been seeing
I guess that'd be WALL-E.
I know. I've been seeing so much stuff where it's like day 90 of 90, and it's like, yay, I get to come home. And then it's like day 150 of 90. Why haven't they came and got me yet? And then it was like, it's like, I'm gonna be the best rover ever, and maybe they'll come get me. And it was like, the 15-year mark, and it was like my battery low and it's getting dark. Please come get me. And I'm like, why am I crying in the club right now?
Yeah, that a sad day in history.
It is.
To say the least.
All right. Ready to move on to Song of the Week?
Yeah.
All right, hit me.
All right, so one song that I've been listening to quite a bit, especially in like the last couple days, is "Take on Me," the cover by Weezer.
Okay.
They just released a new album. I haven't listened to the album, but I listened to their "Take on Me" song, and I actually really enjoy it. Like they did one for Toto's Africa song, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's really good." I listened to it. I was like, it's like, you know. But I really do like their take on me. It also isn't as good as the original, but like if you take it for like what it is as a cover song,
yeah, it's a cover.
It's really enjoyable, and like the music videos is pretty cool. They have the main character from Stranger Things as
Finn,
as like a lead singer in a band, you know. And it's really enjoyable. I listen to it because I don't know. I like Weezer in some circumstances, and I don't know. I like the guy's voice, and when he sings this song, it's just really good. Yeah. I mean I don't know how to like explain it. It's like a soft version of "Take on Me."
Yeah, I like
soft version.
I like covers that do something different to the song. You know.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna do a cover, don't just do it like exactly the same. Like make a cover that is unique in your own, and it can be like your own song, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
And
okay, so what's yours?
My song of the week is "Ain't No Mountain High Enough."
Ain't no mountain high enough. So what got you to listen to that? That's a old one.
I don't know. It was just it was stuck in my head for some reason. And it was good. I think I watched Guardians of the Galaxy like a month ago, so I doubt that would be it. But maybe it's just like still in the back of my head because that's a great song.
Yeah, it is. It is a good song. Is that by
I think he's like Marvin.
Never mind.
I think it's Marvin Gaye, and I don't know the girl.
Okay. I was definitely thinking of someone else. Never mind.
I'll look it up real quick. Yeah, Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell.
Yeah. Okay. I was thinking of someone completely different.
Well, there's been a million covers of it. So, what song were you thinking of?
I don't know. Let me search. Let's see. Okay. Hold on.
There's been so many covers though, so
hold on.
I would assume you're thinking of a cover. I doubt you're thinking of a totally different song because you sang it. You sang the song, so.
No. Like I thought. Okay, I was thinking the right song. I was thinking of a different singer. I thought for Aretha Franklin, but she does a different song.
Yeah.
Yeah. So never mind.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
You will never mind. I want to introduce a new segment to the show.
Okay.
And it is Guess That Superhero. Because my goal is to improve your superhero knowledge. So I will give you a name, and you will give me their superhero alter ego. So, for example, I would say Bruce Wayne, and you would say...
Batman.
Exactly. So, there's going to be 3 characters, and we're going to do this each week. One's going to be really easy. One's going to be medium, or maybe not really hard, but kind of a trick. And the third one, you will not get.
Okay.
All right.
I'm ready.
So, number 1, Clint Barton.
What?
Clint.
Is that supposed to be the easy one?
Yes, this is the easy one. Clint Barton. These are all Marvel characters, by the way.
Okay. Dang.
Here, I'll give you a hint. Think Avengers.
Clint Barton?
Yes. This is the easy one, Zach.
Well, it's definitely not Captain America.
Nope.
And it's probably not Iron Man.
Nope. That'd be Tony Stark.
Oh, man. Okay, is it the Quicksilver guy?
Nope.
Dang.
That'd be
right,
Pietro Maximoff.
Oh, okay.
Come on, man. Original.
Is he in the movies?
Original Avengers. Think of the original 6.
The Hulk?
No, that's Bruce Banner. Oh my god. Okay, it's not.
What's his name again?
Clint Barton.
Clint Barton.
You literally narrowed it down. It's not Captain America. It's not Hulk. It's not Iron Man. It's not Black Widow, and it's obviously not Thor. Who's the 6th person?
I seriously don't know. Is it the War Machine guy?
No, Zach, it's Hawkeye.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, damn. Oh, wow. I did not know. I just assumed his name was Hawkeye.
Oh my god, dude.
I swear it was something else. Okay. Well, there's an easy one that I did not know at all. Clint Barton. I'm going to write that down real quick.
That was bad. Alright, well, I feel like there's no point in moving on, but I guess we'll move on to number 2.
No. Maybe I'll know number 2.
Alright, well, number 2 could be easier, but it's kind of like a trick. Alright, James Howlett.
Oh, damn. I'm going to say Ant-Man.
No.
Okay, never mind.
Alright, I don't think you're going to get it, so you can tell me when you give up, but I don't think you'll get it.
I think I'm going to give up on this one.
Alright, that's Wolverine.
What?
Yeah, his real name is James
What's
Howlett.
His name? James Howlett. Wow.
Yeah, it's not Logan.
I thought his name was just Wolverine.
Well,
yeah, so where'd Logan...
So his real name is James Howlett. And like the movies and the comics, I'm pretty sure are a little different, but basically that's like the name that he was kind of given or kind of took over when he became, and he like went through the superhero or the super soldier serum, like when he became Weapon X,
Yeah.
So, and it was, some memory loss and stuff involved, but his actual name is James Howlett.
Okay, well, give me the guy who I won't know at all, and then I'm gonna make a wild guess.
Nathaniel Essex.
Dang.
He's never been in a movie, so.
All right.
Here,
well,
I'll give you a hint. He's a villain.
Okay, is he like Galactus guy or something like that?
No, that would just
Dang.
be Galactus. He doesn't have an alter name.
Oh, well, see, I don't know, cause. All right, let's think. He's a villain.
I bet you've probably never even heard
His
of him.
name. Okay.
I'll give you another hint. He's an X-Men villain.
Ah, damn. I'm gonna say.
Don't say Magneto.
I'm gonna say his name is. Oh man, give me an animal.
An animal? What do you mean?
So I feel like it's gonna be like Panther Man or something like that.
No, not even.
And you're
not
gonna be
even
like, haha.
close.
Okay. It's gonna be like.
I'll give you another hint. It's Mr. something. Like it's Mr. Blank.
Mr. Roboto.
No.
Okay. Is it Mr. Ooh.
Mr. Who?
Mr. Mystery.
No.
Mr. X.
Dude, just give up.
Is it Mr. X?
No.
Is it Mr. Z?
No, it's not Mr. a letter.
Okay. What's his name again?
Nathaniel Essex.
Essex.
Yeah, and no looking this up, you cheater.
I'm not looking it up. Is it Mr. Smoke?
You're not gonna get it. Just give up. We're gonna be here for an hour.
Okay, what is it?
Mr. Sinister.
Bro. Oh my goodness, that could have been a guess too.
Yeah. I mean,
like, give me like 5 more hours and I would have got that one.
Well, that's an experiment that we'll have to do eventually.
Like, I'll eventually get him next time.
Well,
man, I can't believe I got Hawkeye wrong.
You got all 3 wrong. That was bad.
And you were literally telling me like a couple days ago, you're like, you always get the first one, right?
Yeah,
you'll get the first one.
Well, I was like,
okay.
You don't read the comics, so to the easy ones have to be someone who's been in a movie, you know. And I didn't want to make it like Peter Parker because that'd be super super easy, right?
Is that Ant-Man?
Oh, are you serious?
No, just kidding.
Okay,
just kidding. Spider-Man.
I was actually hurt for half a second.
Oh man.
Oh,
quality.
That was rough.
Quality moments right there.
We need to move on to movies for the week because that was just sad.
Yeah. Okay, so mainly what I watched was all 80's movies.
Nice.
Because I still got to catch up on that older generation, the golden era of movies. Which, if you think about it, they're just way too hyped up movies.
Yeah, they're not that good.
That you watch and you're like, yeah, you're like, damn. So I started off Valentine's Day with some When Harry Met Sally.
Not bad. And
that one was actually pretty not bad, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's not amazing, but I would watch it again. It takes a while to enjoy the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like the very first 20 minutes, you're just like, these characters. Also, the acting was not the best in like the first 20 minutes. I don't know how it gets better during the movie, but it got better during the movie.
I feel like all old movies have like bad acting sometimes. You're like, why is this so bad?
Well, yeah, like it's like there's some moments where it's like, is this a movie? Like there's just but I think the one thing that made the movie really good is at the very end. Well, I mean throughout the whole movie it's literally just these two people having a conversation, Harry and Sally, right?
Yeah.
And then there's no like overarching like problem or something. I mean, they're both looking for love, of course, but there's no like antagonist really.
Mm-hmm.
It's just moments of these two people interacting.
Yeah.
And then they just fall in love. And at the very end, I definitely cried. I was like, they finally did it. They finally got together, you know?
Yeah.
And of course it took a really long time for them to finally see it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely got me. I was like, okay, that was definitely a good Valentine's movie to watch. Yeah. So if you have a couple out there who wants a good 80's romantic comedy, that's what I meant to say, then go check out When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah.
But don't have super high hopes, so then it's actually good, you know.
Yeah. I know. I've been trying to go into everything now with just no hopes, you know?
Yeah.
Like I try. It's hard nowadays with trailers and hype. I try to go into everything with no expectations. Not expecting it to be good, not expecting it to be bad. Just go and watch it and then formulate my opinion.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do.
That is a good way. It is super, super hard to do, right? Like I just yesterday I watched Saint Elmo's Fire, which is another 80's movie.
Yeah.
And there's the song Man in Motion, which is the song that's heavily like tied to that movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, gonna be your man in motion. Like it's such an emotional song that you're like, this is made for the end of the movie, you know? Like this is gonna be that climactic song, like The Breakfast Club, you know?
Dude,
they have "Don't You Forget." Like that's what you expect, right?
If a movie can claim a song, that's gold standard. If you hear a song and think of a movie, it's accomplished its goal.
Yeah. Basically, right? So I hadn't watched the trailer for this. I just knew it was that song was associated with this movie. And I was like, all right. I literally looked at the cover and was like, friends don't let each other down or something like that. I was like, okay, that you already got me with the friends part. Like, if it's gonna be friends, it's gonna be an enjoyable movie, right?
Yeah.
And I was so confused during the movie. I was like so confused what was happening half the time. Like, cause there were 7 friends you had to pay attention to.
Yeah.
And everybody had like super different stories. And so you're trying to figure out everything. And basically it's like a love triangle, but like super complicated. Like one person is like in a relationship with the other person.
It's like a love hexagon.
But having like, yeah, it was it was something like this couple, the guy, he's trying to get married to his girlfriend, but she's not saying yes yet, and then he starts sleeping with like some random person, and he's like, oh yeah, I'll be committed when she says yes, you know.
Yeah.
And then his best friend is actually in love with his girlfriend, and you're like, oh, crazy, you know. But we think he's gay the whole time, you know, because he doesn't have a relationship. And then one of the guys, he's like in a relationship with another, like with one of the friends. But then halfway through the movie, he sees a girl in a bar with another guy, and he's like, get your hands off my wife. And I'm like, what? You have a wife? And you've been dating this girl well, like half the movie? I was so confused. And so it turns out he has a wife.
Yeah.
But he's like not the best dad. I mean they're like college graduates. Well, yeah, and his like the girlfriend that you initially see, she's in love with him, but he's in love with not anybody, or he's in love with someone else. And then he goes off to like New York or something like that. And pretty much all the friends are like mad at each other for all these different reasons, you know.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, they all come back together to save one of their friends, and then see the guy go off to New York, and like that was the only like really good moment, you know. It was like, oh, they came back together. There was definitely moments.
This sounds like a shitty movie.
It's I wouldn't say it's shitty, but
it's not good.
There's moments. There's definitely moments that are really good.
Yeah.
You know, there's these key acting moments that they hone in on emotion. You're like, wow, that's really like that was good writing. That was good execution. This moment is key. But there was only like 3 of them in like an hour and a half movie.
All right,
you know?
Let me ask you this. What made you more emotional, this movie or The Opportunity Rover's Last Words?
Probably The Opportunity's Last Words.
That means that this movie did not do good.
Well, no, like, cause I mean, like, if you think about like how short The Opportunity's Last Words were to read, and how emotional those few words were, versus an hour and a half movie for those key emotional scenes, you know, like. The ratio there, Opportunity's Last Words were pretty. But like I would just recommend like listening to the song and then just leaving it like that. Just don't watch the movie. just hope that movie. I literally said in my Snapchat review that it's literally like The Breakfast Club, where it's just a lot of moments of like people together, but it doesn't have the same heart afterwards, you know, like after watching the movie with The Breakfast Club, I was like, oh wow, that movie actually did impact me, even though I didn't enjoy the movie watching it. I came away and I was like, actually, you know,
not bad.
It really stuck with me after that. This movie, it's literally like that, but it did stick with me. Like I mean, it's only been a day, so maybe it will, but I'm pretty sure
it won't.
It won't. The crazy thing was though, I was watching. I was like, wow, some of these actors look really familiar.
Mm-hmm.
And turns out 3 of the actors from The Breakfast Club were in this movie. Like, it was three of the main characters from The Breakfast Club were the 3 3 of the 7 main characters of this movie. I was like,
you're so bad with
interesting,
with
like
faces, dude.
Like if you look it up, I mean, they definitely look different because I mean it was like 4 years apart. But like I was like, and I don't know, one guy definitely looked. Well, I was like, oh yeah, this guy's from The Breakfast Club. But then the other 2, it took me a while because I mean they look so drastically different, you know.
Yeah, was this made after The Breakfast Club?
Yeah.
I bet you they were just trying to replicate it, and that's why it feels so much like it, and the same actors and everything.
Maybe. I'll have to look into that.
Because The Breakfast Club was really successful, so I bet the producers or whatever were trying to get into this 80, teenage friend vibe movies that were being successful at the time, and then they just failed.
Would recommend. What did you watch?
I watched Coco.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was good. It was better than I thought it was gonna be. It was really enjoyable. But have you seen it?
I have not seen it.
Will you ever?
I probably will, but I generally know how it goes, so
okay. Don't
hold back.
So it's really good. It's really music oriented without it being like it's. I hate when people just start singing. That's really really annoying to me because I'm like, you don't do that in real life. But this did a good job of like they added musical parts where singing should be, like at a concert or at a competition or just stuff like that, which I enjoyed a lot. And the music was really good. The characters were good. But for some reason, when I was watching about halfway through, I was like, this guy isn't his dad or his great-great-grandpa. So the whole premise of the movie is the main character, Miguel, gets stuck in the afterlife, and he needs the blessing of his family to go back. And his whole family hates music because his great-great-grandpa like ruined music and like split their family apart or whatever. And so when he goes to get their blessing, they're like, but you can't ever play music again. But he like wants to play music, and that's like his whole life. So he goes on this adventure to find his great-great-grandpa to get his blessing because he was a musician, and he's like how the family got like torn apart, And it turns out the guy he's going to look after isn't his actual great-great-grandpa. It's the guy who killed his great-great-grandpa.
Oh, no.
And the guy, there was like another character who was like helping him the whole way. Turns out it was actually his great-great-grandpa. And, happy ending. He gets his blessing to go back, and his family accepts music again, and happy ending. It's a Pixar movie. What do you expect? But I don't know how I could, because they didn't really hint at it like most kids' movies do. But I was like, this guy's not his dad. Or is not his great-great-grandpa.
Yeah.
And I think part of it is because I've watched so many shows nowadays that people always add a twist ending. And I just knew there was a twist ending. So I was going through my head like, what could be the twist ending? Yeah. And I was like, well, this could be the only thing. So I was like, this guy's not his great-great-grandpa. And he's going to find his great-great-grandpa somehow. And then when they introduced this other character and they started like adventure together, I was like, it's him.
Yeah.
And I was right.
Dang. You feel so cool now, don't you?
I did feel cool.
No.
I'm not even going to lie.
See, like you were saying, though, like, going in with, like, zero expectations for a movie, or, like, trying not to, like, learn anything about the movie.
Yeah.
That's how it was thinking about the St. Elmo's Fire thing. Like, I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
I didn't really have expectations for it, but I was like, if the song's good, then the movie's got to be good. And then,
it wasn't.
of course, expectations were built into that.
Yeah.
But it is so hard trying to be like objective about a movie.
It is hard
going in because you're like, I'm trying not to have expectations so then I can enjoy the movie. But then if you don't have, like, if the movie is different than what you expected, like if the genre is different,
you're gonna be disappointed.
Then you're gonna be disappointed, And so, I don't know if there's like a good way to figure out what the movie's about without
you can't
spoiling really anything about the movie.
Well,
so you generally get the gist of it.
That kind of ties into what I'm going into next. Is I also watch Marvel Runaways Season 1. And being a comic book fan, I want to talk about like comic trailers for a second with expectations and stuff. It is so hard as a comic fan to watch a trailer objectively. If you know something about the character and a comic fan and you know you're going to go, you should not watch trailers. Because what happens, and I've been seeing stuff with the Captain Marvel trailers all the time, and I don't know why people are hating on the Captain Marvel trailers so much. But they, like the very first trailer, they were like, Brie Larson is showing no emotion. But I'm like, it's a 40-second trailer.
Yeah.
Like, what? And
yeah, they're like, I'm going to analyze her acting ability in this teeny trailer.
In 40 seconds, where half of it she's not even in because it's showing the other characters, Or... And even half of what she's in isn't even talking because it's like action scenes. So I'm like, out of 10 seconds, you're judging her acting on a whole movie, and that got me so mad. And I looked up like teaser trailers for other Marvel movies, like Iron Man 1, Captain America 1, and the same thing. Like they're not showing emotion; they're like beating up guys, just like she is in the trailer. Because, like, it's about action. It's a superhero movie. It's about action, saving the day. And then the next trailer came out, and same thing. People, and, like, I don't know why people are hating on this movie so much. And I'm like, I'm looking forward to it. It looks good. And I'm not going to judge a movie until I've seen the movie,
Yeah.
And it's... I don't know. It made me mad, honestly. Like, all these... I don't know why.
What if her acting is bad?
Okay, if it's bad...
Like, the movie comes out and she's...
that's fine.
Like, dang it.
If it's bad, then it's bad. But you can't judge it off of a total of, like, 2 minutes.
Understandable.
Like, all the trailers put together of her actually talking and, like, acting, 2 minutes, maybe, out of a 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
It's just, it's so dumb. Comic book fans annoy me nowadays. Like real, like, diehard fans like me, they're just getting annoying. And it's frustrating, too, because they're still going to go see it.
Yeah, they are.
So, I don't know. It's frustrating. But anyway, back to Marvel's Runaway Season 1. I don't really know anything about these characters. So, I really truly went in very objectively, Yeah. And I hadn't seen any trailers for it. Never watched a single trailer. Didn't know really... I mean, I knew a little bit, but that doesn't really say much. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. And there's Season 2 is out already, too, so I will try to get to that next week. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. Except...
Very cool.
You know how last week we were talking about how cliffhangers on the end of a season shouldn't be a thing? Yeah. Guess what they did?
Cliffhanger on the end?
Oh my god. How we were talking about how they didn't destroy the big bad guy, like they didn't defeat him. So it's just one long season. So really, I'm not watching Marvel Runaways Season 2 next. I'm watching Marvel Runaways Season 1 Part 2.
Yeah.
So frustrating.
I feel you there. Like,
especially because
I feel like all TV shows do that.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's a Hulu original, so it's not like it comes out every week. Like they released the whole season, so just make the season 40 episodes.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's no need to split it up. Besides to piss me off.
Yeah. Well, see, now you just don't watch season 2 until season 3 comes out because you already know they're gonna finish season 2.
But I want to know what
and
happens.
they're still not gonna beat the bad guy. And then they're gonna be like, haha, we gotta wait till season 3 for that.
Well, that's the other thing.
And then,
because I know nothing about these characters, I know nothing about the villains. And, like,
Yeah.
from season 1, all of the characters are super tied into this villain, you know?
Yeah.
So, when they defeat him, like, that's it. There's no other villain, you know? So, maybe that's why. Maybe there's only going to be, like, 3 seasons, and it's going to be the same bad guy, and then it's going to be over. But I'm still mad about it.
Yeah. Or they're gonna make season 2, and then it's gonna get canceled, and then you'll never know how it ends.
I would just buy a comic at that point, figure out how they defeat this guy.
Yeah. Oh man.
Do you have anything else, or should we go into my last thing?
Let's go into your last thing.
I want to talk about how I think Warner Brothers could fix the DCEU. In my opinion.
Tell me.
And besides, okay, first off, they should restart. They should reboot. They should bring back the characters who want to be there. Bring back Gal Gadot. Bring back, what's his name?
Aquaman.
Yeah. Jason Momoa. Bring back the dude who played Cyborg. Sorry, I don't know your name, sir. Bring back Henry Cavill. Do not bring back Ben Affleck. He doesn't want to do it. Let someone else do it, okay? And that's fine. Do not bring back Ezra Miller as Flash. He's a horrible Flash. Actually, I don't know if he's a horrible Flash, but the dialogue and the way they directed him to act is bad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, his look, that's fine. Dye his hair blonde first. Or, actually, first off, this is point 1 of how to fix the DCEU if you're not going to reboot it. Do Flashpoint somehow. Do Flashpoint. That's how you reboot it, okay? Do you know what Flashpoint is?
Isn't where they go back in time to fix something or like to save his mom?
Yeah, so
and then
the premise is the Flash goes back in time to save his mom from getting killed by the Reverse Flash. And when he, goes back, and then like the timeline messes up because, time changes, you affect one thing in the past, many things are different in the future. So then everything's different, and then he has to save the day, and kind of go back and stop himself from saving his mom to let his mom die, so everything gets reset back to normal, But what you can do is, when he comes back and after he resets it, there can be a 20-minute at the end of Flash, where things are different because nothing's going to go back exactly the way it was. So you could be like, why does Batman look different? Because it's a different actor, but we're not going to just say that. We're going to say it was because of Flashpoint.
Yeah.
Makes sense? And you can literally reboot anything you want with that example, or with that point. So then no one can say like continuity problems, blah 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 blah. It all changed because of Flashpoint, and then you can start fresh from there. What you need to do?
Okay. Continuity problem.
Yeah. What?
Batman is older than the Flash, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you asking how that would change?
So if he went back in time, yeah.
So
if he goes back in time to his birth.
They explain it in the comics. When you create or when you change something in the past, it creates a ripple, and it doesn't affect that event, and that ripple goes both back in time and forward in time to affect many different things. Yes.
Okay.
So that's why.
Okay.
And like in Flashpoint, like Superman's pod, and because he's much older than the Flash too, doesn't land in the Kent's farm. It lands in like Metropolis, and the government gets him, and there's a bunch of changes. Batman isn't alive, and his dad becomes Batman because Bruce Wayne gets killed in the alley instead of his dad. Bunch of stuff changes, blah blah blah. His mom's the Joker, whatever. But have that movie. But the last 20 minutes is you're talking about all of the changes that happened. Okay? First off,
Yeah.
Have them come back and have none of the leaguers have met. None of them have met. They're all about doing their own thing, you know? Cyborg, Aquaman, they're all doing their own thing, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then have a big threat come, just like Steppenwolf, but Steppenwolf was a horrible choice. You can make it Darkseid, you can make it whoever you want, but then have all of the leaguers, all 7, include frickin' Green Lantern. I don't know why they're not including Green Lantern in these movies. It makes no sense to me, but whatever. Include all 7 of them, the original 7, have them stop the bad guy, then you have the League, okay? Then you can do solo movies or whatever, and same thing at the end of Justice League, where we're like, big round table, 6 chairs, you know, but room for more. That's fine, okay? Does that make sense? Then you can have a bunch of different solo movies. Add Martian Manhunter, you know? Add all these different DC characters, and then have the League grow, have different threats, have solo movies in between where they're dealing with their own stuff, okay? That would work fine. Then while this is happening, all these solo movies, you can do the same thing you did at the end of Justice League where Lex Luthor talked to Deathstroke. And he was like, you know, we should have a league of our own.
Yeah.
So just keep doing that. Just keep adding in all these solo movies. When there's a bad guy, you know, he gets defeated, have Lex Luthor add him to the team. Like at the end of Aquaman, they should have had Lex Luthor find Black Manta.
Yeah.
And I know you haven't seen Aquaman, right?
I have not.
So Black Manta gets found by like a reporter who like believes in like Atlanteans or whatever. Why? Have Lex Luthor find him. Boom, you added another member to the League. You have Lex Luthor, Black Manta, Deathstroke. Next Wonder Woman movie, Cheetah's going to be in it. Have Wonder Woman defeat Cheetah. Lex Luthor recruits Cheetah. Keep adding characters. Then you have, you know, 7 or 8 bad guys on a team, and then boom, after, you know, 10 solo movies, you have another team-up movie where they defeat the bad guy. Then you do the same thing over again. It's not that hard, DC.
We're going to have the QB extended universe right here.
Dude, if just comic book fans could control... Actually, that's not true, because comic book fans are crazy. If I could control it, it'd be so much better. There's so much that you could do that they're not doing, you know?
Yeah.
And another big thing of DC is sidekicks. People love sidekicks, okay? Add them. Like having... And don't have an older Batman. That's stupid. Have first Robin. Have Dick Grayson be the first Robin. Show him appearing, okay? Don't just be like, oh yeah, there's already... Jason Todd's already dead, you know? Dick Grayson's already Nightwing. You just skipped, like, 2 big chunks of story that you could do. Add Dick Grayson. Add Kid Flash. Add Aqualad. Add all these people that people... you know, really enjoy, these characters that are really unique, and then you could do a team-up movie. You could do the Teen Titans. Okay? You could do a Teen Titans movie. You could do a Young Justice movie, you know? You could have Superboy. You could add all these aspects that make DC popular, and they're not doing them. I don't get it.
Yeah. All right. Oh, yeah, real quick. Okay, so I saw this a couple days ago, because I know you like The Flash. So what's your thoughts on that one guy with long hair on the Flash TV show getting written off the show?
Oh, Cisco?
Yeah. I don't know anything about it, but everybody was like, oh, that's a big thing.
Okay,
so
well,
I'm going to ask you your thoughts on that.
Here's the thing. Like I've said before, with superhero TV shows, I don't think of them as their comic book versions like I think the movies should do, because they have the budget for it. So the Barry Allen on the Flash TV shows is kind of the same thing like I was saying. It's not really Barry Allen. I mean, it is, and they do a good job with him. and like the characters, they kind of mess with a little bit. Like Killer Frost is in that show. She's a villain, but she's a good person in the show. And they have in the comics there is like anti-hero Killer Frost, but so like I get it, and it's a TV show, like I said, so they can use characters in a different way. And in season 1 they killed Firestorm, which still makes me sad. But Vibe, that's the long-haired guy, Cisco. He's probably one of my favorite characters on the show. He's pretty funny, and like I said, it's a TV show, so it has its own humor, and I definitely think The Flash should be, a funnier show, because Arrow kind of has the darker of the CW shows,
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure I heard that was just a rumor and it hasn't been confirmed. Am I right there? Or was it confirmed?
I'm pretty sure it's confirmed.
Was it confirmed by him?
From what I saw.
Or, because I saw a bunch of stuff where it was like, it went viral, like, confirmed he's gone, but it wasn't actually confirmed.
I don't know. I'm not the Flash expert. I thought you would be.
No, yeah, I've seen a bunch. Every time I see a post that's like, he's leaving, and like all the comments are like, not confirmed, you dumb people.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but
well, okay. So like, what's your thoughts on him being like written well in some spots versus not written well in some spots? Because I heard that he's like super inconsistent as a character.
I kind of get. I think I know what they're talking about. He's one of the most. He's probably as powerful as the Flash. Like, he's the second most powerful person in the show, and
yeah.
He has saved like many people before, and now like there's like an underlying there's like a sub story where they're trying to create a metahuman cure, and he's like all for it, and he's like, I don't want to have powers anymore, I want to live a normal life. And that I think that's probably what they're talking about, because I kind of saw that too, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense. And that's what also makes me think he probably is leaving, because they need a way to write him off the show. So they're going to say, like, he doesn't have powers, so he's useless, so he's going to go live a normal life, without having to kill him off,
Yeah.
So I get what they're saying, but I don't think he's been inconsistent until this season, which if he's leaving, it makes sense why he's inconsistent, because they have to do that to write him off the show. But other than that, I don't think he's too inconsistent. He's pretty, he's the jokester. He's always, he's there to save the day too. But I was pretty confused when he was like, I don't want to have powers anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's also not like his powers aren't, in like X-Men, where there's always like a cure for being a mutant, and then the mutants who have powers who are like really crappy are like, yes, and then the mutants who have like awesome powers are like, no.
We are the cure.
Yeah, and like Rogue literally kills people by they're touching them, and she's like, I want a cure so I can hug my boyfriend or kiss him. And then Storm, who's like a weather god, is like, no, we don't need a cure. I've always thought that's funny. But anyway, it's like Cisco's powers they're not like Rogue's. Like they wouldn't, like, if you want to live a normal life, just go live a normal life. You don't have to get rid of your powers. They're not affecting you.
Yeah.
So he can create like dimensional breaches, where he can like basically like teleport to different spots by like creating a breach and jumping through it. And it's not like they just happen without him knowing. So it's like, well, why do you just go live a normal life? Just say you're done with the crime fighting life and leave.
True. Okay. Well, is that all the movies and TV shows?
I am all wrapped up. Are you?
I am.
All right. If you want to contact the show, email us at therealentertainmentbros@gmail.com, and we will read them out on the podcast. Thank you, everyone, for listening. If you enjoyed the show, tell your friends and family, and keep on listening.